So basically we need to add some more fields in this student class table. For now we are having the student name, student class, student roll number. These three things are there. Then class ID. Also in the student class we can define it as the student name we are having, but we can break it into the two part or three part, like student first name, student last name, student middle name. Then we can have one more field as student email, student mobile number. So name I will keep as the same. I will just write like email. So private string student email, or let's take only here the email. Then private mobile number. So mobile number should be of the 10 digit. So for 10 digit data type, what we should take? Let's take the long for now. If long will not work for 10 digit, let's check like maximum minimum length for the long. So long, so we can see like long is very, I mean, it says more than 10 digit. So long will work fine. So we'll take as long. Private, this is the data type like similar to the integer. Integer is only for like 5 to 6 digit, it will work properly. But long for the like big digits, more than 10 digits or around 10 digit, we need to take it as long. So I'll take as mobile number. Okay. Two fields I added. What else we can add? Created at, updated at, and then okay. So for created at, updated at, we need to take the date. So private date created at. So java.util.date we are taking. Okay. Or SQL date. So entity class dates should be the hibernate mapping date and time. Let's check. So here they are using the SQL time for the entity classes. Simple Java classes will take java.util.date. For entity classes, they are using the SQL date and time. So hmm, so we'll follow this. Okay, let's take the SQL type then. Only date is there, not the date time. Okay, that's fine. Now what else we need to add for the student? So since we have changed the fields, our toString will also change. So I'll delete this toString and again I will take it. So now what we need again? Missing getter setters and toString. So source, I'll select all. It is only showing which is not present. Generate. I clicked on here, but every time it is going on the top. Something is busy here. Okay. Now I'll add the toString method also. So student class also, as of now, whatever the fields we needed, we have taken it, and it's mapping with the students table. Okay. Now classroom we have done already, students we have done. Coming to the student class. In the student class diagram, student class we are having the ID, admission date, admission status, admitted by, certificate, student, and class. Okay. Let me see what we can have in the student class. So in student class, we will be having the foreign key like student ID and the class ID, because it is mapping with the other two tables, student table and class table. So it should have the field as student ID and class ID that we have already written here. This is mapping with the class ID. This is mapping with the student ID. So these two are done. And then after that, we need one field as ID, because we need this is an entity. So for entity, we need to take the primary key. So I need to write one more field as private int ID, and then we need to write here those two annotations, generated type and @ID. Generated value equal to, so we'll take from here strategy is equal to generated type auto. So now ID you have taken, class ID you have taken, student ID you have taken. Then other fields we need to see, like created date and updated date. Those date fields will be having. And what else? We have written here enrollment, completion status. So completion status means class is in the progress, or that student class has been already completed. So for past year, it will be completed. For the present year, it will be in the progress. And for the future year, it will be uh, something like coming in the future, or we can write like completion waiting. We can write as waiting. So for that purpose, we have taken the completion status. So we need to take one more field, private. We can take enum also. For now, take the string, and then let's see, let's. So private string, completion status. So one field we added related to this completion status part. Then admission status, admission date. So admission date we will create as a date field. We'll take the SQL dates. It is because it is a entity class and it is mapping with the tables. So that's why SQL dot date format we are taking, not the Java util date. And then completion date we have done. Okay. What else? Admitted by I have written. So that will be the person name. So name will be the string format. Like the person who is coming with like parents or other people. So for those details during admission, we can have this in the student class table. Certificate ID. So private string certificate ID. Then student class we are already having. So we have taken almost all the values now. Okay. So now same thing we need to do here also. Getter, setter, constructor. So first thing will be the default constructor. Then we need the toString. Then we need the getters, setters. ToString will keep at last. Source. Generate constructor from superclass. We can remove this part is not required. We can directly also create with the same class name. So this is the default constructor. Anything missing? I think it's fine. Okay. So now for getter setter, right click source, generate getters setters. We need to select all, then generate. Now it is already generated. I'll remove this. Next thing is toString. Okay. So now this one is also done. So for the student class, we are almost done. Now we need to define our table structure now. This is the like Java side we are done. Now we should be like tables we need to use the Oracle. So SQL plus, okay. So currently in existing student table, only four fields are present. So we need to delete this table and for I'll write here drop students. Okay, so it's invalid drop option. Truncate student. Let's check the command for it. So SQL drop table. Same thing we has written like drop table. Okay, so the keyword table I have to write there. So drop table and then students. Now the table should be deleted. So if I perform select star from students, it should say like table not found. Table or view does not exist. Okay. So now this is deleted. Similarly, like now student table we have deleted. Now we need to check like there should be no student class table. This should also not be. Entity name we are giving. Okay. For now, this is not required. Table name we can give. So table name, this is mapping with the students table. Is there any other table? Student, select star from student. Describe student. So there is a student table already. I will drop this table also. So drop table student. This table is also dropped. Now we can comment this line because with student name only I want my table to be created. So this is also not required. Okay. So we have deleted the existing tables with same name. Now I need to just check student class table is there or not in my DB. So select start from student class. There is no table with this name. Put underscore. Okay, so it's not there. Now we are sure like with the same name, there is no table in the database. So now the second thing will be to check our properties file, application.properties, what we have written there. So I will go to the resource folder, application.properties. Currently here we are having the update, but we have to create the table. So I'll write here the create. And I will just start the application and try to see where I have taken these subjects. Just 1 second. So let's start this. Spring Boot demo Oracle application. Okay. So we can see it is getting some exception. Error creating bin with name JDBC type entity subject. Okay. Yeah, I was suspecting that like this entity we have created the blank class, so it will create the problem. Okay. So subject also we can take here parent entity, and then I will take here ID private int ID, and then private string subject name. Those two fields I am taking. I will just write here the default constructor for it, and then the semicolon I think not mandatory. Then we can write the getter setter for it. So right click source, generate getter setter, select all, generate it, and then we need to add the toString also. Source, generate toString. Okay. Only I'm taking the two fields for now. Later, as per our requirement, we can modify this class because we are not focusing on subject right now. Only three relationship we are trying: student, student class, and classroom, which we have discussed. So let's restart it. Okay, I think I need to cancel this. I need to give that primary key also. So here I need to write at the rate ID, then at the rate generated value, and in that we need to write strategy equal to generation type dot auto. Control shift O. Persistent one we have to select. Now I should restart. We need to select here the Oracle. Oh, first one, Spring Boot demo application. So now it is giving what error? Could not determine the JDBC type of subject. And not create. Subject, I have saved it. Not. One second. So I'll close all from here to just to see subject is. Okay, subject is created. Then what is the problem? Entity we are taking subject. Okay. There is no table with this name also, then why it is filling up. Okay, let's see like what is the problem in the subject class. We'll open one for the reference. So we are taking at the rate entity. Here also we are taking at the rate entity. Okay, so private string subject name. Okay, let's see if it is not used anywhere. Classroom we are using it. Okay, so in classroom where we are using this subject, list of subject. Okay, so let's write the complete thing then, and we'll write same thing here also, like one to many relationship. Here why we are taking the classroom, here we should take the, okay, this is the subjects. In the subjects what should be there, classroom. Okay, let's draw, saving it. Private, we have to take the classroom, private class, classroom, classroom, saving this, and then here we need to write many to one. One classroom can have the many subjects, and then at the rate join column. We can write here how we have written here, like join column in many to one we have to see. So here in student class we need to check the student class. Now we are writing join column. So class ID we are taking up. Same thing we'll take here also. Class underscore ID. Okay, now let's try to restart it. Close all. Okay, I think we have taken the wrong import here. That's it's creating the problem in the classroom. Let's see the import for it. Classroom. Yeah, this wrong import I have taken. So that was the problem. I'll run it again. So we can see now like application has started and it has run the different create commands, create table basically. If you go on the top, you can see like these all tables has been created for us. So let's copy paste it. Like Java is performing operation create table command for us. So I'll copy paste this from here. And later on, if we have to modify anything in these queries, we can modify manually also. So up to here, it is a create command. This table is the existing one we have written, but we'll later on use it. But other than that, like it's starting from classroom. You can see like how it is creating create command. So it is taking the field as class ID and taking it as a number. So here if you see in Java what I have done, classroom. So in classroom, in the same sequence it should generate. So here if you see, I have taken the integer class ID, but in command if you see, it is the number class ID. So automatically Java is mapping with the help of the hibernate to the database. In database it is number, but in Java it is the integer. Same thing with the class size. In the class size I have taken as integer here, but in the database it is taking the number. Similarly, timestamp you can see create date. So create date here I have taken as create date if I, yeah, here I have taken in Java as date, but in database side if you see it is a timestamp. So there is in SQL side it is using the timestamp. So automatically compatibility it is checking like number is an integer, timestamp is a date. Similarly, a string is a varchar. So if you see in the Java side, I have written email as class teacher email as I have written the string. But if you see here email class teacher email, so this is a varchar. So varchar in the database is equivalent to string in the Java. So this is auto-generated query. Now we can see same thing in the table. I can open that SQL Plus to see like table structure has created.